Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit Azabi here, back again with Kuroko no Basket Season 2. We are on Episode 1, so it is the premiere for Season 2. Last season was a really good opening season. I thought we ended off with Toho versus Kaijo, so it was Aomine and Kisei going up against each other, and yeah, it was probably my favourite match of the whole season. I guess not surprising, generally considered, a fight that takes place at, a fight or a match or anything like that takes place towards the back end of the season, generally will be, a lot of the budget will go into that, and yeah, it was just great to see them two go up against each other. Of course, it was the Inter-High quarter final and Seirin got knocked out previously by Toho, so I always figured that Toho would end up winning that match in the end against Kaijo, and they did, but Kisei put on a hell of a showing. You know what I mean? Like, he managing to actually take Aomine like at that level is, that's quite a feat. Like that's really, really cool. So yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any real slight time skip going into season 2. If there is, it will be a very slight one. Like, I feel like it could be the case of like, oh well, Seirin's been practicing, and this is who won the Inter-High. And that would be that, you know what I mean? Because obviously it has to make its way obviously towards the Winter Cup, and generally you would think that between the Inter-High and the Winter Cup there would be at least a decent period of time, like maybe like 3 months or something like that, which it seems as though this show, aside from Haikyuu, they seem to do things a bit differently. So it's almost like, with Haikyuu there's a lot more downtime, whereas with Kuroko, it seems as though they're kind of quick to just get into the matches or the tournament, anything like that, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'm excited to get into season 2. I'm sure there's going to be an increase obviously in the budget for season 2, so you know what I mean, the animation and art should be on point from this moment forward, which would be very, very nice to see. And yeah, other than that, I said it last episode, but I'm just excited to see what, how Seirin are going to improve, and specifically Kyoshi, because he's up there with like my favourite characters. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the new dynamics, everything like that. And this season probably will introduce the matches against the other generation of Miracles. So most likely Murasaki Bara, he's probably going to be the next one. They did like sort of hint at it in the credits for the last episode, so there's going to be that. I don't know if Akashi's going to be in this season. That could be a thing that they just wait up until like the last season to do that, but I don't know, it depends on which way they want to go about it, about like how, like who Seirin loses to set up a revenge match for later on. Obviously the later on the show gets, for example, if it waited until season 3 before it introduced a match with Akashi, that there may be a case to just say that, they're not going to get another chance to actually go up against them again. It could be just a one match and that's it kind of deal. So yeah, I don't know, who knows. It may be a case of like, Akashi is towards the back end of the season, Murasaki Bara's at the forefront. It's kind of similar to what they did with Midorima and Aomine in the last season. So yeah, we'll see. I'm sure this season is just full on just Winter Cup, so similar to what season 1 was with the Inter-High. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it. I don't think we need to talk about anything else, so we're going to get straight into episode 1 of season 2. So yeah, if you do want to go actually watch the reaction, link is in the description below to the 10-minute version. There is also the link to the full length. If you do want to watch it in full, then the offer is there for you in the description as well. So yeah, nothing else to talk about. We're going to get in episode 1 of season 2 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 1 of season 2, and yeah, so we basically got introduced to Kagami's brother. So obviously somebody that he met in America, that got close over the course of him learning basketball from Tatsuya, and then I feel like Kagami was so elated to actually have like what he like someone he could actually consider a brother, because as you said, he had no siblings, everything like that, and it's almost like it was something that, because I don't think you get that a lot from Kagami, you know what I mean? So it's nice to actually witness him be so like, like you can tell that meant a lot to him, which is why I feel like he's been like, Tatsuya was very harsh on him. Like I get what they were going for when it's like, oh, you know what I mean, if I lose to you, like how can I possibly like call you my older brother, my younger brother, how can I possibly be your older brother if I lose to you again? It's like, God, I mean, that's not the, I don't know why those two things have to correlate, like as part of the story, it does make it so that this match isn't like just a whatever match. Like, it means that there is something at stake. And, I'll be honest, I don't even know if, with Murasaki Bara playing and Tatsuya, I'm almost willing to bet that Yosen will win. Now, according to obviously what the bet was, that would mean that they'll forget that the brother ring ever existed. I'm willing to bet that they will lose. Kagami will be very shook up about it, because the whole brother thing would end there. But then I would bet that Tatsuya would possibly not actually get rid of it, at least I hope that would be the case, because I just feel like, in terms of like that relationship and basketball, the importance, like the priority has to be the relationship. You know what I mean? You don't just chuck away that relationship for the sake of a basketball match. And I get that the whole thing was relating to when Tatsuya told Kagami, like, you have to hate to lose. So there's that brings it into it, But, like, the fact is that they're placing, obviously, the importance on the basketball over that is, like, I don't know, it's a bit harsh, especially on Kagami, because I just feel like he was elated to actually have a brother. And for him to force that on him, like, if I lose the next one, it just, you know what I mean? Because it's not like it's not even like Kagami's running away with it either. It's still just another point that if they were to play the game after that, they could be at 50-50 again. Like, you know what I mean? And it's still evenly split. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's like he's got this idea in his head that he shouldn't be losing anyway, at all, But like, the fact that they're evenly matched should be a good thing to him, Like, I don't see why he doesn't see it as that. Because it means that they're pushing each other to do better, you know what I mean? Now, I guess you could argue the case, because at this point we don't know. It may be revealed after, like I said, it may be revealed after the match that Tatsuya was just trying to get Kagami to go even more, like, beyond, so that Tatsuya can improve himself as well. I still think it's just a bit harsh to put that on the line, is what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't fair, I don't think, for Kagami. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Kagami was playing... I mean, that's the thing. It's like... because if you look at it from the angle of... Tatsuya specifically said, if I lose this next game, right, I can't call you my brother anymore. He says that knowing that he's injured, right? So he's already at a disadvantage. And, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Kagami was, like, thinking... if he thought about that at all, thinking, like, does Tatsuya even, like, care about me really all that much? Because if he's injured, right, and he's saying that if he loses the next game, he doesn't, like, it's almost like he's not even, like, surely there would be the whole thing of wanting it to be a fair game at least. If you're going to put that, like, amount of, like, if you're going to put those stakes into the match, then at least be like 100%. I don't. I mean, listen, right? I get the whole ruthless thing. Like, you have to be a bit, like, you just have to go for it. You know what I mean? It's like what happened with Kisei and Aomine in the last match, right? Like, Kisei, for when he gave him that look of, like, concern, and it's just like, nah, just be ruthless against him. So there is obviously time for that, but I mean, you put that pressure on Kagami that was just unnecessary. I feel like, because all Kagami was thinking, if I get this in, like, because what you've done there is either you've misread how Kagami feels about the whole brother thing, which I don't know how you could. Do you see how there's, like, almost like a there's a bipolar almost nature to it, where because Kagami isn't going to want to go all out in a match where you've literally said, if he wins, then I can't call you my older brother anymore, then he's not going to go all out to beat you, is he? But then he gets annoyed when he didn't go all out. It could, I don't know, it could be a thing of Tatsuya being an older brother on the down low, like, in his actual, Tatsuya's actual goal was to try and see if Kagami would consider going for the victory over the brother, over the relationship. Maybe that's what he was trying to do. I mean, that's the only way I could literally say it and be, yeah, you know what, Tatsuya, that's fine. That's fine. But we'll see, because that is obviously yet to be revealed. You know what I mean? So it may sound like I'm being harsh on him, but it's like, if that isn't the case, then I just feel like it was a bit harsh to Kagami to do that. But if Tatsuya was wanting to try and get Kagami in the right mindset for basketball, then alright, that's another thing entirely. So we'll see what obviously happens with that in this, like, 5-on-5. I have a feeling Yosen's going to win. Kagami was like, it's Tatsuya, who he knows is good already, but he smells different, and now claiming, like, both him and Kuroko are claiming that he's like Generation of Miracles, like, level, like, maybe not like as good as the other Generation of Miracles, but he's like right there, and if we're talking about maybe even with Kagami, possibly, who knows. I don't know like if he has an ability or anything like that, but I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, other than that, we had the inter-high scores, what happened at the inter-high, the results. And it was third Yosen, second To, and first Rakuzan. So, yeah, Rakuzan, we got that information, is Akashi's team, and it's based in Kyoto. So, yeah, all three of the Generation Miracles, so all Murasaki Bara, Aomine, and Akashi were all benched, and they didn't play in the last those matches. They just didn't play. It's interesting. I wish they would say. I guess it doesn't matter. Like, considering they just got top 3 anyway. But I would have liked to have seen, because at least Yosen would have had to have at least gone up against Toho or Rakuzan, right? They would have had to have. And it would have been interesting to see that, but they could be waiting a bit longer to introduce that. But the other thing also is that Yosen didn't mention anything about Tatsuya and if whether or not he played. Because if he's as good as Kuroko and Kagami are claiming that he is, depending on who they went up against in the semi-finals, like, he should have given the other members a run for their money then. But then it's just a case of how good are the other Yosen players, you know? Like, because for example, if you've got Toho and they win up against Toho's, like, aside from Aomine, are still really, really good. You know what I mean? They're still top level. So it just depends on how good Yosen are, like the other players of Yosen. But yeah, we didn't get that information. But I mean, that's okay. Yeah, purposefully didn't want. I mean, Rico pointed out that it was like there must be some reason, and I said during the reactions, it's because it's so that the viewers don't get like a skill level in who's technically better than each other. You know what I mean? I don't know if they'll actually bring out a true reason why, but you know, we'll see. But yeah, we also got the information that only the top two in the prelims are actually available, can can qualify for the Winter Cup. So anyone below that can't. So yeah, Seiho, they can't. So the third years, that was it. They can't play anymore. I don't think there was anybody else really of note. Nah, I think it was just Seiho, really, wasn't it? So yeah, there was that. Other than that, yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I've got. I just see that, you know, like this little 5-on-5 can work as another revenge sort of story kind of thing, you know, where in season 1 it was, you know, Serene versus Kaijo, and because Kaijo lost, they'll get their revenge match at some point. And I feel like Kaijo will win against Serene. I mean, we'll see, because it's like, again, the longer the series goes on without it happening, it's almost like we're getting towards the end here. But you know, it depends. But yeah, if it's like a similar sort of situation where it's like a revenge game kind of situation where this 5-on-5 Yosen win, and then when Serene actually do go up against them in the Winter Cup, which I assume will happen, Serene gets the revenge and actually beats them in the competitive match. You know, but we'll see. We'll see, because you know it definitely adds another level, I think, to the Yosen match. It will, having the two brothers alongside having a Generation of Miracles there really like does mean that there's a lot more going on, you know, where I felt like, even though I still loved the matches in season 1, I feel like there was always it always felt like there was one specific area where, like, in the match where it was focusing. And I suppose with Shotoku it's different because, you know, at least you've got Takao, you know, which he definitely piled on the pressure, especially obviously against Kuroko. So I guess with that one it is a bit sort of different, but I feel like it definitely allows for a lot more, because I feel like with Serene is generally the only team where you could consider they've got two powerhouses, and now with Kiyoshi it's possibly three. You know, but with the other ones it always seems like it's just one Generation of Miracles and then that, you know, it's like it'll be like either Takao or it'll be Kasamatsu, where it's like there's a you know, there's like a sort of not as good, but still really good. And then the rest just make up like sort of like the numbers. But they do pull off like certain things like now and again. But I just feel like the dynamic of a match with Yosen would be a hell of a lot more dynamic now because of obviously the previous, like obviously the relationship with the brothers and everything like that. And then you've got Kuroko and Murasaki Bara, and then you've got Kagami up against Murasaki Bara. You know, so there's a lot of things that could happen there, which would be interesting. So yeah. But anyway, yep, that's all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I have links to certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there if you wish. And I also have a Patreon page as well. So if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards in there. So there's the early access, $5 a month. That gives you access to shows a week early. So obviously episode 1 and episode 2 of season 2 will be up for everyone at the same time. But if you want to get access to episode 3 and 4 right now, then you can do by becoming an early access tier patron. There's also the full length tier on there, so if you want to watch any of these episodes in the full reaction, not just the 10-minute version, then that tier is there for you as well. And there is the exclusive tier for movies and things like that. Okay, so if you want to see my reactions to movies and everything, that's the tier for you when I start reacting to movies. But yeah, that's all I've got, so thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.